Welcome one and all to episode 11 of Step Up Bar. I'm this week's host Fujigamesh here with my 5 lovely co-hosts, and today we're going to be doing a special actually about Kamen Rider. So a break from our usual routine of just talking about all sorts of topics. We're going to get into some really big Rider kicks, tier lists, and just general discussions about how we got into the series overall. We're going to be skipping over the usual weekly updates we do normally in these episodes, and we're just going to hop right into the topics, starting with Ryu and how he got into the Kamen Rider franchise.
Just throwing me right into the lion's den right away, I see.
3 weeks in a row, let's go. Let's go to the end of the show.
Well, okay, fine. So how I got into Kamen Rider, so for all my real ones out there, my 90s kids growing up, if y'all remember Fox Kids, y'all should remember Fox Kids very well. I'm not talking about Saban's Kamen Rider. That show was trash. But I've had a large following of tokusatsu throughout my entire life. I grew up with Power Rangers on Fox Kids, which eventually made me watch the Godzilla movies throughout a large portion of my childhood. It wasn't until high school that I actually started watching Kamen Rider. For those that remember the Americanized version of Kamen Rider Ryuki, which was Kamen Rider Dragon Knight in America, I saw pieces and glimpses of it on television. I was like, oh, my Toku stuff. That's really cool. But it wasn't until actual high school where I started getting into Kamen Rider, where I met a couple of friends that were like, yeah, Kamen Rider, Kamen Rider. And I'm like, you mean this thing? And they're like, oh, no, you haven't seen the original. I'm like, there's an original. Please show me. And they introduced me to the actual original source material and everything. I started with Ryuki. I thought it was like a nice basis going off. I loved it. And yeah, I've been watching the series on again and off again ever since. Yeah, that's me.
That's actually a pretty good start though. I didn't even have people in high school that watched anything like that, any Tokyo series really. So that's actually cool and neat that you actually had some people that actually watched the actual Japanese versions.
Good things that came from Skype. Something I've never thought that I would say in my life.
Man, Skype's dead.
I know.
Oh yeah. Oh.
You're such a boomer now.
Strider, shut the hell up. You talk next, boy.
Yeah, indeed, Strider. Go ahead and actually share your story.
About in all of your careers. Ree was talking about he grew up. My life was Toku. You wanna know why? At the age of 3, I went to a video store and randomly picked a VHS tape, which showed me the way of Toku. It was the very first Toku series I watched was Ginga Man of Super Sentai motherfuckers.
Let's go!
In Mung Dove, the life of him. Old ass fucking VHS stores. Next week after that, I went back and I picked another one. Guess what I got? I picked out Kamen Rider Ryuki in Mung fucking Dove, baby.
Wait, hold on. When you were 3, wait a minute. Wait, when you were 3, hold on, wait a second.
I'm exaggerating right now. I don't fucking know how old I was.
I was about to say, Strider, Ryuki was released in like 2002, man.
I don't know how old I was, but I was really young. I was I was definitely more like probably 4 or 5.
Understandable.
Yeah. But Ryu, I surpassed you. When I was 6, I got Ultraman Tiga on DVD.
Fair.
That's actually one of the better Ultramans.
Yeah. When I was 8, I got the original Ultraman series.
Oh.
I will say you do have surpassed me in that regard. I am not as familiar with Ultraman. That is one I do need to catch up on.
When I was 11, I watched Kuga Agito and probably parts of 5, actually. Hilariously, 5's movie. I actually watched that before I watched
that movie slaps.
That movie was interesting. Hilarious.
I'm sorry. I had to say it.
That was actually a pretty good movie, though. Honestly,
Yeah, it was pretty good. 11 found out YouTube had all the Kamen Rider things, and I binge watched every single one up to Decade.
Oh
Oh,
my god,
Life.
I remember those
Wow.
days. I remember those days actually.
the good old days when that was where you watched your anime and stuff
When
like that.
everything was on YouTube. The life. None of you can compare to my record.
That's rare. That's hard to beat.
Freaking nerd.
I was a Zoomer before Zoomers became a thing.
Okay, buddy.
And everyone here was a boomer.
I'm the same age as you, dude. What the hell?
You're older, boomer.
Oh my
No.
God.
Like a couple months, yeah, sure.
Boomer.
Okay. Let's lay off the Reese's Pieces there, Strider.
What about you, Alex? How was your first foray into the tokusatsu or just Kamen Rider?
When I was young, I would I would consume a lot of media, like shows, TV shows, movies, and stuff, like over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle, he recently came into the States, and he would bring me a bunch of toys and stuff from across the country, and he also brings me movies, and obviously these movies were obviously pirated movies.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, he went up to me. He basically oh, you like Power Rangers? He gave me just this blank VHS, and it had the Saibon Kamen Rider series called Mask Rider, and that's how I got into the series. And it was really funny because it was pirated, so it would have the Saibon Mask Rider combined with the original Kamen Rider Black series. So it would just cut to an episode of another show.
Why?
And that's how I got into Kamen Rider.
I mean, that's definitely one creative way to get into it, actually. If anything, even if you didn't quite understand what was going on there.
No,
Yeah.
I just knew Kamen Rider Black was cool.
No, yeah, that's actually a neat thing though. That what was it? You said your uncle or what was
Yeah, my
it?
uncle would bring me a bunch of VHS stuff.
Yeah, that's actually pretty neat though. What about you, Isekai? How did you get into Kamen Rider?
Okay. I mean, there's a lot of tokusatsu that I didn't know was tokusatsu until recently.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was growing up, I did watch Power Rangers, very much like you.
Yay!
Yeah. And there are moments where I watch, I think the original, what's it? Ultraman? Yeah, I
Oh,
watched the
okay.
original Ultraman when I was visiting family back in Asia. It was just playing on TV, so I just watched it. I have no idea what the fuck was happening. I just see things explode.
Yes. Michael Bay was ahead of his time.
Damn, dude.
Just destroying Ryu's soul.
Yeah.
Silence this man.
Yeah, and I remember watching, the original Godzilla movie when I was finishing piano practice, because of course.
Which we actually
And-
just rewatched on Halloween too.
Yeah,
That
we
was a lot
did.
of fun.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't know it was tokusatsu until, like I said, recently. I just watched it because it was just airing on TV. So all of that I was watching as a kid. I mean, and then I'm gonna throw this in there because now I know that Garo is also tokusatsu. I watched the anime adaptation.
Oh my god,
of Garo.
yes!
Garo.
Garo!
Yeah, I don't. Oh man, I can't remember when was it, but it's somewhere during school time. And
Isekai, you are a real one. You know the ways of Gato. You know the ways of Gato.
it looked cool. It looked cool. It has transformations. The animation actually looks nice, from what I can remember. So I was like, cool.
I'm so proud of you.
And yeah, so all of these happened without me knowing what the fuck tokusatsu is until very recently that you guys dragged me and watched the anime Ultraman. Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, I do remember
you guys
that.
dragged me
Yeah.
into that. Yeah, you guys dragged me into it because one of my favorite bands now that disbanded did the opening. Yeah, did the opening.
Mm-hmm.
RPR the Codex.
Yeah. Did the opening for it, and then you guys told me I should join for Kamen Rider Nights, which you guys were watching watching Geo or Geo.
Yes.
We were watching X8 before, like right at the end of X8 before we started Zio.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, but I joined in. During Zio because you guys were finishing X8, so new
Mhm.
series stuff, and then you guys were telling me all about Kamen Rider and how it is, and I just enjoyed it ever since.
Yeah. Yeah, that was actually, it was like, we mentioned this before, but it was surprising that you joined because, like, we kind of thought it was like, oh yeah, it's just another one of those guy things, that type of deal, and to be honest, our marketing wasn't really that great, but so like I was surprised that we kind of got some new people showing up, so yeah, I'm pretty happy.
We were down to 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys sold
We
it to
stayed
me
at
as
3 for like
live
3
action
series,
anime,
dude.
basically. So I'm like,
We kind of did, yeah.
I'm up for it. I
Yeah,
like it.
my best way I can try to I try to market this to like newer people like Wizard is like, yeah, it's just a superhero movie, but just think a lot more cooler, you know, that's a deal of a lot more. It's like that's basically what I try to market it as. There, you know, it's like
it's a superhero movie without that depressing backstory for like half of it.
It is a good show.
and
And a lot more merchandise.
that is true. Yes.
He was sold on it.
But all right, what about you, War? How's your foray? How did you get your foray into the Kamen Rider series?
Funny enough, Power Rangers.
I think that's a pretty common point for a starting point for many people.
I started watching Power Ranger when like it was on Jetix.
Mm.
Any of you guys remember Jetix?
I do
Oh
remember
my
that. Yeah,
God.
that
now
was good.
now I'm starting to feel my age. Jesus.
Where cartoons go to die.
Yeah, my favorite series at the time was like SPD.
That was actually a good one, though. That was a good one.
That's like one of the best seasons.
That's considered like the best of the
Yeah.
Disney ones.
Funny enough, I had a figure where like it turned into the Red Ranger, but like it also turned into a gun.
Doggy
Oh.
Kruger is the best 6th Ranger. Changed my mind.
He was actually better in Power Rangers than he was in Super Sentai.
He was. That's what's so fucked up.
The US did him justice while the GP did him dirty.
DP was very furry, let's be honest.
Very furry. But yeah, Power Rangers. And as for Kamen Rider, I think it was because you guys were in the middle of watching Build at the time, and I joined it like as for shits and giggles.
Mm.
When we had like McDouble and Tyler.
Yeah, I think you were actually there for our first episode, though. And on that, yeah.
I don't remember. I think
Yeah.
it was like
You were there, but it was just kind of whatever. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting us to really get anywhere with the first episode.
Yeah, like you were there for the first like episode or so that we were watching there, because I remember like we had a decently large crowd actually for the first one. On
I
that.
think we had 6 with the
Yeah,
first
we
one.
had like, I know Elric was there. It was me and IsekaiNonsense along with Ward, and then Double C was there, and then Tyler I think did check it out for the first episode as well. So yeah, I think it was
Oh my
like
God.
6. Yeah,
Double C and Tyler?
yeah. There it is. Yeah, they actually liked it.
Tyler enjoyed it, but Tyler just
Yeah.
cannot live to a schedule to save his life.
Yeah, like
he streamed on those days, yeah.
he watched up to like the first tournament arc. That's a video. He finished the first tournament arc. So to his credit, he stuck around for a while and all that. Yeah. And then like Double C left when we were about maybe like 75% done with Build, because he did get to see Evo and all that, and that type of deal, and even got to see his phase 3 and all that. So it's like he stuck around for a while. And then Elric dropped like relatively early and all that. So it's like yeah.
I think Double just got busy because I think he was trying to get a new job.
Yeah, he was like having a lot of like different jobs during that period. So like one of them was like graveyard shift and all that. So that kind of killed his availability.
Double
Yeah.
during graveyard shifts.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, that's a great story to hear, though, War.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, like many of you, obviously, my first foray into it was probably Power Rangers. I remember as a kid, though, like really young, I did watch a lot of Ultraman, though, because like that was what my grandpa and grandma would show me, and like the one I watched a lot of when I was a kid, I think was Dynaman and all that. That's a deal.
Dynamon!
Oh god.
Yeah, it's like I think it was like a Ultraman Dyna or something like that. That's a deal.
Ultraman Dino, but I think I guess the Chinese dub of it, just swap names.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, but yeah, I remember watching a lot of Dyna, and then I watched a little bit of Tiga, and I'm like, one of the stories I remember when I was in China was like they had Dyna up there quite a bit, so I watched a lot of that. And I remember like when we were walking by some store, and like I begged my grandparents to buy me an Ultraman figure, so I got it, but I don't think I ever took it back to me though, to the States. That type of deal. So it's like that was kind of like a bit of a sad thing there. But yeah, then like I had a Japanese friend that like in elementary school that was also into tokusatsu, so and we both liked Ultraman quite a bit, so we would do like mock Ultraman fights and stuff like that in recess and whatnot, that type of deal. We definitely got along pretty well. But then after that though, like it was really just Power Rangers for a while here and there. I didn't actually have cable, so I couldn't really watch most of them and on that. But it's like, but what I was able to watch at like a friend's house, I watched. And then like I think for some reason around uni and college that I think it was like YouTube was recommending me all this like Power Ranger stuff, so I started checking them out. And then I saw like the Ghost Hydras. So I was like, oh, that seems like really cool. And on it, that's how I do. It's like an anniversary. So I was like, yeah, okay. I was like, the main characters seem kind of like more anti-hero-ish and badass. That's how I do. So it's like, let's go into like that one there. So I watched the entire series and loved it. And that also like ended up introducing me to my first Kamen Rider series, Kamen Rider Decade. And on that, that's how I do, because they did a special in that one there where like a Decade and like shows up in like an episode or two. Type of deal, and they like,
oh yeah, that's right, he showed up in Shinkenger.
Yeah, it's like yeah, so like that type of deal. So it's like, so yeah, so there's like so then like I watched the Kamen Rider versus Super Sentai first movie, where DK is a big bad villain, and I got pretty interested, so I decided to check out his series first. And like, even though it's one of those things where like people are like, yeah, don't watch these anniversary ones first because they technically give some spoilers. At the time, I wasn't aware, so I watched it, and it more or less what that series did for me was like it showed me which Kamen Riders I actually want to check out more. And then that's why I started diving into the rabbit hole, watching Kabuto next, and then watching Kiva, and then after that I watched some other ones here and there like Gaim and whatnot. And then after that I stopped watching it in general as I got busy in uni. And then it was like, then we started chatting in the server randomly one time, and we all of a sudden got into like the Shinkengers and stuff like that. And then that was when we organized the first Kamen Rider session, and here we are today. Know that? Know that? So yeah, those were some good times though, for sure. And then yeah, never would I have thought that we would be, we would have a motley crew of 6 over here at the end of the day. I don't know, because like I honestly only expected it to be like a really small, like 2-3 people showing. That's how a deal, and on that remained committed. But no, we stayed pretty committed through several series now, so yeah, makes me pretty happy. Yeah, and on that. But yeah, with that aside, let's get into our feature presentation here. And all that here, and all that the tier lists. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and start off with the main series tier lists. And does anyone want to volunteer first on that? I guess.
Insert THX audio here.
Be a volunteer. Let's go.
Okay, Ryu.
Yeah, all right.
Ryu.
Well, you guys put me front and center at the beginning, so I figured we might as well. So which tier list? Which tier list do you want me to start with first?
We're doing main series first. Yeah, your favorite main series.
We're gonna discuss each tier list as we go.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to find which one is the series tier list. So give me a quick second.
Oh my god, guys! Name your things.
You name them.
I did. That's the thing.
Oh no.
It's all right. It's all good.
A few minutes later. All right. So
this out anyways.
This is my tier list for the main series. Why are you running slow, computer?
Oh no!
Why now of all times?
It couldn't handle it.
Couldn't handle your hot takes.
All right.
Damn.
Man.
All right. Here it is.
Oh man, here it is. The moment of truth.
In 3 hours.
Drum roll.
Oh, there it is.
Drum roll,
All right,
please. Okay.
there we go.
Oh no, wait, that's
the wrong one, Ryu.
We'll get to that in a second.
Delete it. Delete that one quickly.
Yeah.
Don't look at it.
Genius.
God damn it!
Would you delete it?
Yeah, I did.
It's already deleted. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Mm.
Oh.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
Oh.
So I kept it mainly to the ones that I have seen mostly all the way through. Yes, I have seen the original Kamen Rider all the way through. So yeah, I am catching up on my Showa shit. But as you can see, I have not seen almost all of Showa. I have an entire backlog of that I need to catch up on.
And this is like ranked, like as in like, you know, the first one there is better than the second one in that same tier, that type of deal, or
No, not really, not
Okay.
really. I pretty much had them. I kept them all like in that same tier. I like them
Okay.
all in their equal spots for equal reasons. So
Okay.
I might as well address the elephant in the room. I know we all love Kamen Rider Decade. I love that show too, but wow, that season's a mess.
I agree. I think most people would agree.
Yeah.
Decade is literally I watch it because the characters are really good.
Exactly.
Isekai,
I mean, we'll get there.
It's watchable. It is watchable.
It is watchable.
It's watchable. I love the season for a lot of different reasons, but as an anniversary season, I just don't think it holds up as well.
Mhm.
That's just me. Forze. Oh my god, why was this such a mess? It started off so strong and then it just lost itself halfway through. How?
To be fair, they were trying to make it happy, not because of the tsunami of 2011.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But how does that excuse Wizard? It was literally a season afterwards. How did you do the same mistake twice?
Writers? I don't know.
And even faster.
Are they the same writers?
I don't
No.
even know.
Oh, the writer for Forza was done who did Gurren Lagann. I don't know the writer for.
Oh my god!
Oh, okay.
How
Okay.
did you screw that up?
I mean, you can look at Gaim. Gaim's a perfect example with how they screw up an anime.
Yeah, fair enough. Next is Ghost and Saber. I really do not think I need to spend much time on these shows.
See, but understandable. I never watched Ghost Song. I don't know. I have no comment.
Mhm.
All of us just here.
You will probably see the confusion in some of my later lists and be like, Ryu, what were you smoking?
It wasn't good stuff for you, don't worry.
Those are in the low tier. The mid tier. One of the only Showa ones on there, Black RX. I will be honest, it's not as good as the original Black.
Okay.
Agito, this show had some problems.
Agito was just spent most of its time trying to find itself.
Just trying to copy Kuga. Yeah.
It didn't know if it wanted to be a sequel to Kuga. It didn't know if it wanted to be its own thing. It was a mess.
Yeah.
Blade. I mean, it's Blade.
Blade.
The ending was perfect.
The ending saves it.
Shirokun.
Hibiki, you tried. You really, really tried. Kiva, you tried, but go home. You're drunk. Go home. You're drunk.
That's fair.
Gio, you gave me woes.
I mean, it's fair, you know.
Is that really its only redeeming quality, Ryu, that you're gonna put down?
No, there's other redeeming qualities. It actually felt like a true anniversary season.
Mhm.
Like a really good one too. The fact that they were able to bring back as many people that they did, not just from like main series stuff, but also from the movies. Like the y'all can attest to me. Like when freaking Eternal appeared near the end of it, I was marking the fuck out.
I do recall that. That was definitely a hype moment there for sure.
I was so happy.
Yeah.
I love Katsumi Daido. I love Katsumi so much.
Hey, you weren't there when Katsumi showed up.
Yeah, I know. Next is the high tier, which is starting off with Kuga. I do agree that Kuga is a really good show, but it's a show a series in the Heisei era, and honestly, it was literally Toei's like, okay, we can make Kamen Rider good again. We just need to prove it first. Then came Fives. I will defend Fives. I am a Fives stand. I will defend this show to the death.
Ah.
Just give Fives a chance. It's great. It can be confusing at times, but it's great, and I love it. Same thing with Drive. Sorry, dry voice.
I'm kind of surprised
Very
it's
good.
not in your higher tiers for Drive.
I am honestly kind of shocked too. But I will say, it gets really freaking strong at the end. The beginning slogs very heavily. Next up, top tier, which would be, I guess this one would be S tier.
Mm-hmm.
And then God tier would be double S tier. The original Black. And somewhere out there, Visored is just screaming yes.
He would, yes.
You would, yeah.
I think Black is like peak Showa era. So that's just my opinion. But I haven't seen the other Showa writers yet, so take it with a grain of salt. Ryuki, I have to stand by Ryuki. It was my first writer series, so I have a lot of fond memories for it. So I have to stand by my boy. Kabuto. There's so much good in Kabuto. There's so much that's good. It's not just all about Tendo Soji. Like every single character in that just makes it. Daisuke, Kagami, freaking Tsurugi, Yagaruma, and Kageyama, who become Punch and Kick Hopper. Just so many great moments in that entire show. Like the cast is just iconic, and I love them. Speaking of iconic cast. Y'all know my thoughts on 01, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but 01 was great. It made me laugh, it made me cry, and it was a great introduction to the Reiwa era.
That's a good ship. Don't forget.
Also, yes, best ship in there. I do agree. And then I have to put the GOAT on there. Shotaro Ishinomori's original vision, the original Kamen Rider. So... God tier. The only one that I'm questioning myself why I did it is possibly Gaim. There are problems with Gaim, but I think the overall story and just overall pace with it, and watching that specific one week to week just kept me hyped for everything that followed. So that's kind of why it's as high as it is for me personally, just because I had the experience of watching that week to week. So that's why it's up there for me. Den-O, what the hell do you want me to say about Den-O? I could say so much about Den-O, but there's a certain pink-haired automata here that's probably going to take over that for me.
No, I wouldn't. You can go on. I approve of it. I approve of this.
Oh God.
No Ore Sancho? I don't know. What do you want me to say?
No Ore Sanjo.
Say it more oomph, video.
Or
Ore! Wait, Ore! Futatabi Sanju!
There you go.
That was actually pretty good. Yeah, that was not bad.
Double is... Okay, realistically, doubles and O's, I fight over myself constantly as my number 1 and number 2 series. Constantly. How do you get 2 series that are just so good and iconic, literally back to back? How do you luck into that? So, yeah, that is how I've ranked my personal writer series. Again, I have not seen most of Showa yet. Also, I know I'm missing Build and Xaid. I still need to re-get on those and finish them from start to end. So I cannot accurately judge them. Also, I'm giving both of those series a fair chance, and I hope you will apologize. Are you prepared for me to shatter your dreams?
we're getting to the suits later.
Oh, we're gonna get to.
Gotta move faster, guys.
Yep. So that's my series.
Yeah, I don't think I have too much I disagree with that series, honestly. Though I am impressed with how many you actually seen. I don't know for sure. It only looks like you're only missing a couple of the the Heisei era, especially. So you actually got the bulk of them.
To be fair, I kind of dropped off a little bit when Drive was airing because I was really getting into my college studies at the time, and I really needed to finish school, so I had to depart from that. I eventually ended up finishing Drive, and I launched through Ghost, but then life happened, and I wasn't able to get through X8 or Build. So you guys brought me back in for Geo. So
I mean, I think having 2 left on the Heisei era is not bad, though. Honestly, you know that, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of shocked myself, honestly.
All right, next one up. Let's have you, War, share your list. Know that?
Alright, let me go find it.
Oh my god, guys, find it right now.
Have it
Don't,
up.
don't rush us.
Just move it into like the desktop or in a folder.
You're literally in front of me on my desktop. What's wrong with
Same.
you?
Right?
Literally name it. Just
We
have,
literally
like,
also just went through Ryu's entire discussion. Just open all of them.
All right, here we go. There we go. All right. All right, go ahead and explain like some of your choices here, War. On that, you have the floor.
I don't need to explain Ghost and Saber.
I think that's the general consensus. Yeah.
Yeah. Wizard and Kiva, I put them on E because like they were enjoyable, but like I did not enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you were more generous with Wizard, and I was way more generous with Kiva, to be honest.
I was kind of generous because of the
Otoya arc, know that? Or...
kind of with the final 2 episodes with Decade.
You know that. Oh, well, for Wizard. Oh, okay, my bad. I thought you were talking about Kiva. Okay.
Yeah, Kiva. I think it's because of his dad. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Explain some of them. Forza, it was enjoyable, but like I guess Ryu said the second half was kind of meh.
You are being way too generous with Forza for my taste.
I'm not that mean. It was alright. Ending was good though. It's a bench code.
Oh yeah, by the way, I still do not forgive Shio for fucking up that ending.
It's a cop out. Yeah.
It was enjoyable for its moments, but at its moments, yeah.
Yeah.
Same as Decade and same as Ito. A-tier, Kuga, it was fun. And when I was watching it, like when I was bored.
I just realized that there's no B tier on
Yeah,
this
there's no
list.
B, but I guess War didn't need one.
Yeah, I mean, he knows what he likes. He knows what he
It's
likes.
fine.
He knows what he
Fair
likes.
enough.
B, that's the bar. B was the bar.
B
was the mark.
B is the Bark podcast. It's in B tier, that's why.
There's no
Ah,
meh
dude.
in Kamen Rider. Is it good or bad?
That's why. Fuck. Ryuki, I watched the marathon when it was airing at the time, so I enjoyed that. That's why I liked it.
Let's go.
I'm still watching it right now, so right now it's at a day.
Mm-hmm. That's
It
fine.
makes me happy. It makes me happy.
I was enjoyable. Plus the OP. Plus we got to the opening, but like it was fun. It was enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Time was because you introduced me to that, and it was really good. And Bill as well. So I enjoyed that, but as Bill, it's on A tier, not higher because of the middle part of the tournament. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Yep.
I don't need to explain Kabuto because I really enjoyed it, even with Deno. Also same as 0-1, so I don't need to explain everyone on S tier because I enjoyed them. Plus, if Amazon's was in it, I would have put it on S tier too.
Ah, that's fair.
You definitely would have.
That's fair. And I'm assuming, like Ryu, this is not ranked on the tiers. It's just, you know, you like them, you put it on the tier. It's not like 0-1's better than Kabuto and Kabuto's better than Deno. That type of deal.
Yeah.
Right?
Kind of, yeah, if you think about it, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I went the same way. Like, I will absolutely dedicate an entire stream as to going into explanation of why I feel this way. But
Yeah.
this is something different. We're strapped for time.
Yeah. I was kind of curious. Like, I mean, yeah, you don't have to explain the choices. I was just kind of curious if it was just like ranked was all. That type of deal. Yeah. But yeah, overall, yeah, I don't think there was anything too controversial here. Like, you know, like I think like a lot of the ones that I thought were bad, you know, were definitely you kind of reflected that here. You were definitely, I thought you were maybe for me, I thought you were rather generous, you know, with the anniversary things. But I don't think that was too bad. But I can kind of see why some people would put them in a C though, for sure. You know that? Yeah.
I am slightly a little bit sad that Hibiki you have not seen yet, but it's okay.
I never planning on watching Hibiki anyways.
Mhm. All right, Strider, go ahead and put up your list.
Okay.
Oh boy,
Man.
here we go.
Don't worry. I made this list after I finished writing an essay. I don't even know what decision I was making when I was making it.
I could see Ryu cracking his knuckles ready to take his hot take with Strider.
Low tier.
Okay, I see stronger in the low tier. We're starting off good. We're starting off
Showa being
good.
Showa being the low tier was just to fill out the list. Like I have not seen Showa, so I just put most of them there.
Mhm.
Why is Blade so low?
Blade was supposed to be higher, but then again, I'm making this like after like another essay.
Where would you feasibly put Blade? I
I'll
guess.
probably put Blade mid tier.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair.
Because it's just one of the things of it's not Saber, Ghost, Wizard bad per se. But at the same time, it was just like I don't remember much of Blade outside of just its ending and then its resolution in Geo.
Mhm.
Hibiki was just the ones of I started Hibiki and then I just never finished it after episode 3. So Hibiki's like in the show part of it. I just didn't have enough time to watch. Mid tier is basically what everyone else gave the explanation of. Series was either not great but just really redeemable.
Why are y'all being so fair to Forze? I don't understand this.
Because we're too nice.
Because I think the thing with Forze was the fact that I gave Forze slack because the tsunami was hitting during that point in time.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, production problems is probably going to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I honestly should be fair on that,
But at
but
the same time, Gokaiger came out and you're just like, well,
yeah,
the two is like night and day. You know?
yeah, exactly. It came out around the same. It came out during the same period that literally one of the best Sentai seasons came out, and you're just like, what happened? What happened, Kamen Rider?
Yeah, I just get Forza slack on that. High tier was just series I enjoyed, but I don't remember too much info about, which is kind of why W and O's is there because I'm just I watched both of you. I do not remember much about you because when I watched both of them, it was just like around was it 12, 13? And I'm just like my fucking attention span during that time was whack. I don't remember shit.
Just calm down, Akiko Ryu. Put down the slipper. Put down the slipper.
Up
Ryu
tier
cosplay
D.
Akiko one.
No, for top tier, these were more like the game changers, the ones who revitalize or change aspects of Kamen Rider.
Mm-hmm.
And
Actually-
V3 is just there because I'm like, originally V3 is gonna be put in the show, but I just put V3 because it was the first sequel, and it was doing a lot of collaborations with both Ichigo and Nigo.
That is true. That is true. Like I said, I'm not well versed enough in Showa era to argue this point.
Like, no, the only reason why I put V3 there was because was it the YouTube channel that did the like retelling of the stories got recommended to me. I just watched that, and that's how I kind of knew of V3 stuff.
Yeah, fair enough. And
So I
to
just
your
put V3 up there.
and honestly, to your point, Kabuto actually did save like the revitalization of Kamen Rider. That season alone basically
Yeah.
saved like the entire franchise from cancellation again. And
Yeah,
then
Dano was all about like the changes in merchandising.
yeah, Deno basically secured the future.
Yeah, and then Gaim was the I guess narrative storytelling point change, where it was no longer really Monster of the Week too much now to more each episode was story based.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then 01 was obviously the start of Reiwa and was amazing. Still the best Reiwa show.
Oh, dude, I will never forget our first reactions to every single episode. We were never bored during 01.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one time, but best match was kind of hilarious.
God damn
You
it.
know what? Hey, that's a good episode, okay?
Isekai.
Ruined the belt
Wait.
for me, for Christ's sakes.
Wait, hold on. Which episode was that again?
I don't
Wedding
know.
one?
It was
One
Yeah,
of
it's
like
you
the
don't
one, yeah,
believe
it's the
in
one,
love.
yeah.
Oh wait, the wedding one with Izu censoring.
Yeah, the
it's
censor.
That was great.
That was probably the only one which I'll say will probably lost interest, but it was funny. And then
It's fun
obviously
coloring.
the two god tier ones are the start of Kamen Rider and the person who kind of actually re-kickstarted the entire show again, Club with Kuga.
Yeah, that's fair. I think I could
that's
definitely,
fair.
yeah, the significance of it. I could definitely see why you put it high up there on that. Yeah.
I feel like Visored was the one who made this list for you.
It would have been interesting, but I'm like, I was so tired when I was making this list.
Mhm.
Because I finished writing the essay, I finished watching Fuji's stream,
Mhm.
and then he updated all the things and topics. I was like, fuck, let's go make it. I'm not gonna be doing much anyway.
To be fair, we could have done it like a week's advance and shit, but alright.
It's
It didn't
okay.
take that long. Come on.
I
No, but like brain powers and shit, man.
did like all the list in like 10 minutes. It was just whatever.
You think it's that easy, Isekai? Let's see you now.
I did the most work here, so
Isekai.
Yeah. You know what? Let's
Isekai.
actually, yeah, let's get it. Let's see
Okay.
you. Let's see Isekai. Yep.
Series, right?
Yes, series,
Sure.
correct.
Okay. Yeah. So mine is just basically is how much I enjoyed the show.
Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So
have-
there's a lot I haven't seen. Yeah, like Gackt is still airing. We haven't seen that yet.
Oh, you took a very updated list. Nice. And all that.
gonna use
It's
this
so
one.
bad that it's good. Are you fucking kidding me?
Here's the thing.
I knew that reaction.
I will say this, Saber in the middle was so bad that it got good in the middle.
Literally the scene that saved it all for me. And please, editor, just put the gif in. Fucking Toma running up that bridge, looking unconvincing that he's going for a full sprint.
Why Isekai
See,
enjoyed
see,
Saber? This
Yeah, so-
motherfucker.
Okay, I will let that pass.
Okay,
I will let
thank you. I knew that I was gonna get a reaction, but you know that it's so bad that it's good.
I will let that pass just for that alone.
Were you drinking when you did this? Or something?
Me? No, I was so bad.
This is like
Oh,
the list I
so-
would expect Isekai to make, not gonna lie.
Thank you.
I can't believe for as much as you simp over Tsukasa, you call Decade mid.
So
The
mid,
series is mid though. That's the thing.
right?
Well, probably when we get to pro tags, it may be different.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
pro
it's,
tag is different, but it's
I'm
like the series
actually
itself was just
proud
so-
of you that you put Amazon's on Enjoy.
No, I found
Isekai.
Amazon's, and I was like, I enjoyed the series. It's fun, so why not? But like, yeah, of course, like a lot of fun is
Thank
like
you,
the ones
because I
fucking love
was a little bit concerned you were gonna put it in mid or something.
it. No, I
Wait.
enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it.
Oh wait, I just realized that Futo Tante is on this list.
yeah, she took a very updated list, like I said.
Yeah.
Someone with
Yeah.
Futo Tante?
Yeah, there was one. Do you want to list?
Girl, girl, send me this
Send me
list.
that too.
Okay, sure. Okay, I'll send it to you guys. But yeah,
I was
Futo
gonna
Tante, I
use
just
this
finished
list,
it
but,
recently.
How was it, by the way? Like, I never
Oh my
fucking
god,
asked.
it captured the heart and soul of Double so
I know,
much. I was like,
right?
We're,
oh my
we're,
god,
gonna,
I want more. Give me more.
we're gonna need to
No.
dedicate an entire episode to Tante, but later.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
my thoughts on it is that it captured the soul and heart of a Kamen Rider Double, and it just made me excited for what's more to come.
It's got my vote in for
Set up
got
a
my
season 2, which is really good.
got my vote for best anime of 2022.
Damn.
Well, that's pretty high praise, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's going up against Dress Up Darling, which by the way, I will absolutely put it above Dress Up Darling.
I would put it above
They're like-
Bleach because I haven't seen Dress Up Darling yet.
Just a Darling is cute. It's very cute.
It's cute, but I have my love for my boys in Futo, so I have to.
I'll
Yeah,
give it a
same.
shot once I finish Burn the Witch, and then yeah.
Mm. You know that.
I mean, I've been talking about. I talked on about Deno, off stream and off recording. So you guys know how much I love it.
Yeah, I assumed a lot of fun is like obviously better than enjoyed. That's right
Yeah.
there, yeah. It's like,
She loves her red boys.
I mean,
He loves her actor.
I mean, I look at it this way. One of her favorite seasons is Den-O. Her favorite character from one of her favorite seasons on here, O's, is a red burb by the name of Ankh. And her favorite rider from 01 is another red rider, which is Gene, who is a red burb boy.
he was
Again,
pink. Okay, he was pink.
He's
In the
red.
beginning.
right?
it's still a shade of red.
He was pink
Oh,
right at the
Jin
beginning,
King,
yes.
what the
But
Yeah, he was
Fuck.
pink in the ring. Yeah, Jin was pink. Yeah. Anyway,
he was
He's
pink.
still
It
a
was
shade
pink
of red.
first and then red, yeah.
He was
Yeah.
very hot pink. Not gonna lie.
yeah.
Pink, yeah.
He's like Hot Topic pink. Like
He had,
Gackt.
this, he had the same pink as your hair.
No, yeah, no, that isn't that like more like revised pink though?
No, Revice Pink is more pastel.
Oh yeah, fair.
It's
Yeah,
pastel
it
pink.
sticks
That,
out
yeah.
more.
Yeah, I noticed in your list too that you did that outside of Saber, which even you said it was good. No, that you did. There wasn't
Yeah.
one that you thought was bad. No, that
Yeah, yeah.
I noticed.
Like, I mean, you guys know how I mean, Kiva and Wizard. Wizard was watchable. Kiva was also watchable, but on Decade, it was watchable, but it was a hot mess.
Well, it's because
that's
it was
why I
like
put the-
condensed into like a mini series, and then like and then Double came out at the same year.
I mean, it's not even that. Like the story points for Decade, it was all over the place. You can't even find any reason, like any like, what's it? Tangible storyline, because it's just going from point A to point B to point C to point D, and there's like, where is everything in between? It's just jumping.
The only tangible was like the final arc, which was a movie.
Yeah,
essentially.
the movie was it's watchable,
And even then, it didn't make sense.
right, right.
Well, technically, this series also had 2 endings, which is we don't know if it's
Yeah.
still connected together as canon.
Yeah, that's a tricky part there.
But the movie gave us a better Rider Man, played by Gackt.
Fair enough.
Everybody loves Gackt.
Yes.
About that.
Yeah, I know what recently happened with him.
I don't know.
I didn't,
You
but
recap
anyway.
that later.
All right. Yeah. But yeah, overall, I do like your list, Isekai. I mean, it's very simple, but
It is, yeah.
it's very simple. But I do, but I do like you regardless. So, all right,
Okay.
Alex, go ahead and share your list, my man.
So I probably have seen the least amount of Kamen Riders compared to everyone. So I did a little more work, and I went out of my way to watch at least the first 2 episodes on YouTube for all the Kamen Rider series.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these are
YouTube
going to be
channel,
based
but-
on that.
All right, no problem. Yep. All right, here we go.
Okay. Okay.
Ow!
Oh,
Where's my chair?
the first thing right off the bat, it actually did like Decade is very good, and it actually reminded me. Yeah, actually the first 2 episodes really set the strong tone.
I thought it was a cool idea. I don't know what happens in the future.
Yeah, Dookie and
I'm-
Alex did 2 episode impressions for most good amount of these.
It looks like he has a cool
I'm
suit.
just
I
shaking
like
my head right now, dude.
the cards. It's
Mhm.
really neat.
Yeah, DK's initial start was amazing.
I think
What?
this is pretty good. What I've seen of it. The series I have finished are Black series. I put them together because
Mhm.
because I consider that one whole show.
Yeah, understandable.
Dino, I talked about Dino already. Build, I really like Build, especially the main character's journey through the whole entire time. So it's pretty up there. Unlike all the other people, these are all aligned on how much I like them.
Yeah. Okay.
So like I think Build is better than Double, and I have not finished Fives, and Fives might be lower depending how far I go into it.
hmm
But right now I like it a lot. A lot of like 0-1, I think it was like average because a lot of the plot becomes messy later on,
hmm
especially with the robots. I think Wizard was okay for the first 2 episodes.
hmm
Sadly, a lot of the older writers are rough to go through, and 2 episodes don't give them justice, sadly. But a lot of them I just don't. They're
You feel like they're kind of a bit
pretty hard
dated, I
on-
guess. Yeah.
yeah. For 2 episodes, they're not really that good. For Saber, I think Saber, unlike a lot of us here, I think Saber has a lot of cool story arcs in there. It just didn't have a script,
hmm
sadly.
Mhm. That's
It's one of
fair.
the
Yeah.
painful things about Saber, which is really annoying because I think it had a lot of cool ideas.
Yeah.
Just
It was
because of
more like
COVID,
they-
it screwed up the whole production.
Mhm.
It was even early on where like the Rentaro, like, his master thing was like that felt like he could expand more, but he would just shoehorn in early.
Not
Do you
earlier
remember
than
he
it
had
should have been.
amnesia?
Yeah.
Remember the main character had amnesia?
Yeah.
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 And then they kind of forgot about it like halfway through.
Yeah.
That's also the
Force
fact that
Ace
it's
pretty-
the same, but yeah.
Force is pretty up there just because I found the two main the character and the female heroine really fun, especially when she just slaps the bell onto him. He just like telling him the pose. It's really funny. So,
that was basically her consigning him into her cult.
Oh, is she the one that was a part of the cult?
yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that's in the cult. Yep.
Yep.
No, that I mean, the Forza Henshin is actually one of the most iconic ones too, just because of the nature of it. You know, he doesn't just get the belt out of nowhere. She kind of just straps it onto him and then just kind of like tells him how to go through the motions and all that type of deal.
He's so confused, and his haircut's so stupid.
Hey,
it's a very appealing show.
I will. As much as I rag on Forza, I will not allow any bad things to be said about the pompadour.
It's too JoJo.
Explains your taste.
Damn.
Okay. Any questions?
I can accept certain things on this list. I can accept certain things on this list based on your opinion. Why is Kabuto so far down?
Yeah.
I don't like the first two episodes. They're really not.
Why must you castrate me like this?
The first arc isn't finished. It's like because it cuts in. He's still fighting the monster for one of them, so it's not completely. But I found the main character to be really unlikable, especially
If you
compared
keep watching,
to.
you probably like him more, or his side.
I don't know. He's just this religious nut, especially when he shows.
not
up.
religious.
He's not.
Why do you?
No,
Why does he
that's
point to the
Kiba.
sun? Why does it point to the
Kiba.
sky and say like God's above me or something? Like
That's his quote from his grandma, though.
Yeah,
I don't know that.
he's just
I watched
quoting.
2 episodes.
That's what he says. He's quoting his grandmother.
To be fair, he did say he only
Yeah,
watched
but I
2
don't know that.
episodes, so he doesn't know,
I don't know
like,
that.
yeah, he didn't know what came afterwards and all that. Yeah, to be fair.
We're just gonna
And
make
especially
him.
when
We're
he
gonna
says
rewatch
that.
Kabuto right now.
Especially when he says that while a character is yelling on the radio, telling Nick, "Hey, this monster is murdering us," and this fucker comes in, they're like, "Yeah, I am the chosen one." And I'm like, "Fuck you." It's very unappealing,
It's his character, though.
especially when he comes into like a scene where everyone's murdered. And like, yeah, that's unlikable. That's very unlikable to me.
All right, well later on when we revisit this again, you'll probably put it higher or something.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll
Or
see.
even really
For
sucks,
now,
and
it's
this-
not okay.
Yeah.
and the main character is very unlikable to me.
No.
Deep breaths.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't like the main character for Kabuto in the beginning too. So
He's
I
definitely a guy
understand
that kind of you need more episodes to kind of like
Yeah.
get to like him more and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now
Especially,
he's
like I'm telling you, he walks into a place where people got murdered, and he's like yelling off his quote. I'm like,
oh,
why?
well, you don't know about his backstory, so that's
I mean,
care.
more,
do
more,
that.
yeah, more like he's going off of purely the first 2 episodes. You're taking,
I know. I'm just
stuff,
saying,
yeah.
like you haven't seen like his backstory.
Yeah,
so
yeah, and he
understand.
knows that. He
Like,
knows
but,
that.
Like, I don't think there's much justification to do that.
No, that, but
You
yeah.
get there when you get there.
it's a character trope. That's all I'm gonna say.
Move
I do
on.
like the other dude, the
Really?
I guess the partner.
Okay,
Yeah.
so, okay, you appreciate that Kagami is
Yeah,
is
because
best boy.
he
Good.
really wants to be a writer to help the
Yeah,
soldiers,
okay.
and he's like
Mhm.
desperately calling out to help them, and he's like a good guy.
I will say if you do not want to watch the series just for Tendo, I implore you just watch the series for Kagami. His story arc is literally so good.
It
Yeah.
is. I would say it's better than Tendo's.
It definitely
It
is.
better than
Absolutely.
Tendo's.
Yeah.
Tendo's character was like fully built.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his career was
Episode 1.
yeah. It's just you kind of understand the nuances behind it, but he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
really develop anything. Yeah, it's like-
Yeah, it's like everyone else's stories just revolves around him being he's the stationary, he is the rock. Everyone else's stories basically revolve around it. He's basically the POV. For lack of better term here.
POV. Okay.
I don't know.
Unless it, except with the exception of one cooking arc.
Oh
It's
my
just so
god.
random.
Yeah.
That arc is so beautiful and I love it.
Still remember
I will
it.
mention I do like Drive and Zio. Those are
Mm.
neat episodes. I'll probably watch those next after O's and Fi's.
Okay, you have gained more respect for me by showing interest in Drive. There is hope. There is hope. There is hope. All right, Fuji, what do you got, man?
All right, so like, as this may surprise some of you, but actually I've probably seen less than a lot of you actually have. I think surprisingly, like everything that's pretty much pre-Kiva, I have not seen to start off and on that. So it's like, so mine's gonna be a bit diminutive. Mine is actually ranked voting though. All my lists are ranked. So it's like, yeah, the first one on that same tier is
You're
one
not
I
a
like.
coward either.
Exactly, Alex. All right, so yeah, this is mine. Yeah, this is my tier list over here. So yeah, I have not finished Fives, but I think I got through like a chunk of it before I end up stopping due to college at the time. But yeah, some of my top picks here. So Ghost is actually one that is like probably, I think Ghost like is one that I thought about maybe having it sneak into mid tier, because there were like moments in there that I actually thought was pretty good and got me interested, but throughout most of Ghost though, like I thought the execution was pretty poor, and it didn't help that the whole idea of this guy constantly like trying to come back to life and then he just keeps rejecting it, that type of deal, kind of like ruined a lot of the tension for me there. Fours was one that I thought was actually like enjoyable up to a point, but the problem I have with it is I don't really remember any moments in Fours other than Kamen Rider Meteor, that type of deal. No, like
Kamen Rider Bruce Lee.
Yeah, like I don't really remember much about Fours outside of that, unfortunately. Like I don't remember what the whole like main villain thing was trying to do and stuff like that. I remember like a few things here and there, but because it's unmemorable, I kind of on the lower end. But I think it was like a fun watch though, truthfully. I have Decayed actually at mid tier because like even though the actual the main plot, I guess, so to speak, was mostly non-existent, like that, I like the meta stories that they actually had in there for some of them. And there, I thought the Kabuto one was really good, first off. And all that, the Kabuto meta story was really good because you actually got to meet the grandma and all that type of deal. So you actually.
That's true! Oh my god, that's true!
Yeah, you got to meet the grandma, so you got to see how exactly she was like. And the story for that one, too, was also really dark with the meta one there, too, because Kabuto's stuck in Clock Up Realm forever and all that in that one there.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
So that's how I deal. So it's like, so it's actually kind of sad in that moment. Then there are some other ones that are like decent too, or alright, and on that's how I do. But it really does start to like for Decade though, like the lack of its main plot really starts to really show after like like once you hit to the middle of the show where they try to advance it, but it's like they don't know what to do to advance it. And then Zio I thought was so Zio I thought was terrible early on. I felt like they were trying to do too much with the cameos, and they were trying to do the gimmick with it over, and then went out with like, oh yeah, you had to destroy them at the same time type deal with this or whatever. And then I thought it got much better once it got past that around the mid point of the series where it got much better, but the ending I think was kind of like on it there. Yeah. And on that, yeah, like Kiva, I actually like so Kiva is like the Otoya arc. I think if it was like just purely Otoya, I would probably have thrown it on to good. But the Wataru arc was pretty terrible. That's a deal overall when it came down to it, because he doesn't really grow as a character until much later, and that's because like he goes into the past and meets his father, and that arc was actually solid. But it took way too long to get there, which is my problem there. Kabuto, I thought the first half was extremely good. That's how I did. Then when it got to the latter half, I thought that was when it started getting messier. That's how I deal. So it's like that type of deal of like Dark Kabuto and some of the other like worms going on. That type of deal. So like that was when I thought it was like it got a bit messier and it kind of ruined a little bit of it for me. But I do actually enjoy the show. It's one I would give recommendations to. So Exciting Build. Those are the ones that I've had some trouble with, because it's like I think Build has the better characters when it comes down to it. I think Build's cast of characters was better than X8's, but I thought X8 had a stronger story when it came down to it in the end. So like I think that's what I gave the edge to X8 for me. And 0-1 is good, is solid, but around the like end points is when it gets messier. And then for me, Gaim is my most favorite one. They were like, as some of you mentioned, it has some flaws, but I thought the story was really solid. That's how I deal. Like it definitely made a huge impact. I mean, one thing I did like in Gaim was you definitely saw like the main character actually change quite a bit throughout the thing, because he starts off as just like his big good thing, like Kota is just like he wants to basically get powers so that he can do the thing, so he can kind of change as a person, that type of deal. And he actually starts to kind of like, you know, get that development later on, that type of deal, as it goes on, which I thought was like a nice thing too. Double is just fantastic overall. I really don't know. I guess like what else I could say about it. The dynamic duel was really well done, and it even kind of poked fun at some of like the tropes that like the Kamen Rider series sometimes has, where it's just something like, oh, they know who the main villain is, so why aren't they going after it? And in one episode, Double, they actually address it. That type of deal, why he doesn't just gun for the main villain. That type of deal, which I thought was like, and he tied it into like an actual story element, which I thought was amazing there. So it's like, yeah. That was like, so yeah, that's my particular list. Most of the ones, I haven't seen where the show was, and then like I said, most of the things pre like Kiva I haven't seen. I never actually got around to seeing Deno or Drive either. You know, that means because it kind of slipped my radar when I was like watching the other ones at the time. And now I feel like if and that's true. And now I feel like, you know, if I were to get into watching another series independent of this, of our sessions, it would be Fies. I probably want to finish up Fies and that for me, because I did enjoy the concept of it. But yeah, that's my particular list here. Yeah, these are ranked voting, so like any comments on that?
Open your eyes for the next Fies.
Yeah.
Casey wants you to finish Fies.
Yeah.
I can't. I have a love for Fies. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. All right. Yeah. It sounds like we don't have any other comments, so I think we'll go into the next one over here. In that case, which will be the suit designs. So not that here. Since I presented mine, I guess I'll throw in mine right now. My suit designs. I excluded most of, if not all of show on there, mainly because like the problem I had with the show for suit designs outside like maybe stronger or something like that was like a lot of them to be looked very similar, even though you could tell who, you know, similar in the sense that I guess the general aesthetic and all that. So it's like, and I feel like I would just lump them all into one tier, and it's like I don't think that really be fair, you know, that there. Yeah, when it came down to it in the end. So I was like, yeah, that's maybe not what I would like to do. So yeah, here are my favorite suit designs on that over here.
Favorite suits, okay. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, my absolute favorite suit out of the primary riders is Kabuto. You know that? I tell you, I like how.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like how simple it is, but at the same time, it looks amazing for what it is, for what they have. So like Kabuto is my number one build. I absolutely love it. I don't know what it is, if it's like the color arrangements or like how sleek it is, but like that. Saber, while being a terrible series, I actually did like the main character design for that one quite a bit. So that was like, so that's why I won there. And then some other notable ones. Decade I thought was a good one, but there's also some aspects of it that kind of like stopped me from moving into A. So that kind of stops it for me. I thought Ghost actually I liked the Ghosts because it had a very unique design. It was like, honestly, the soundtrack and the suit design for Ghost was what kept me watching it, actually. There.
Facts.
Yeah, that was like the main thing that kept me watching Ghost, was those there. X-Aids I thought was like pretty terrible for the base suit, and well, not excluding the, you know, the level 1 or whatever, so this is level 2 form. And yeah, it's like, but his level 2 form is not that much better for me. Right there, it's like, so like that, it's still down there. I thought Gimes was alright. You know, I do like the samurai aesthetic, but I guess it's just like how it all like combines together for his in particular. I'm not a fan of, but it was like, you know, like Barons, I probably would have that much higher though. On that, so yeah, that was like, yeah, this is my particular like suit design over here. But yeah, my big three are definitely Kabuto, Build, and Saber. Those are probably my most favorite ones. Fies I think would have came very close to making it up there though in S.
I will say I have to give particular praise for both Fies and Ghost for being the only suits on this list. Actually, 01 counts on this as well. Those are the only 3 suits that glow in the dark.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
yeah, you're right. No, you're totally right about that.
Gonna get the 01 suit.
Yeah, they had the glow up privilege. No, that is what they had.
They got the shine.
Real Lyson Hopper one, I wanted also goes in the dark, so I'll probably get that.
Okay. All right, Strider, why don't you share your suit design list?
No.
Okay. I'm making one very particular note about this list, which I will return to when we get to mine. So
So for mine, I just got lazy. It's like I went through this quick. So obviously, most of the show was in lower tier. Why 3 shows are in C? I put them there and I forgot to move. Stop caring.
Fair enough.
Damn.
Because I was just working through show so quick that I was like, fuck, I didn't go and like right in past as fast as possible. So Ryuki's funny. The only reason why Ryuki's so low or is lower is because Ryuga is actually a much better suit.
oh my god, facts.
And that's the reason why I kind of have to demote Ryuki because I like the suit, but Ryuga is just so much better.
Ryuga is literally just a Venom symbiote Ryuki suit, except it just rocks it in every single way.
Yeah, and then I think Ghost should have been higher, but I just kind of put Ghost there because my initial first glance at it, I was like, it doesn't look that good to me.
I mean, first, sometimes that is just what it is, right? For it to be higher up, it's like it pops out right at the moment you look at it. Yeah, it's like
yeah. And then for B, it's just kind of the suit that either were just good for what they were supposed to do. Because I don't think, because for the most part, most suits in Heisei aren't bad. It's just like either they were outdone by another suit, or they're just kind of like they were good for what they need to be.
Yeah.
I will say you make my day by putting Fies at the top. That fills my soul with hope.
The funny thing about Fies was this: Fies was actually in B. Well, like, I know Fies' suit is good. Then I went back to look at it. I'm like, that pose actually looks really nice, though.
Let's go! You took the time for Fies. I'm so happy.
I went back and looked at Fies. I'm like, that pose is really catching my eye. I gotta move him up.
Take a ride, who's dead alive.
Ichigo and Nigar, they're just because they're the first suits. Like every suit was basically based on them, especially in Showa.
No, I do like your list too, and it's different than mine, but I can definitely see why some of them would be in some of these other areas.
Yeah, I mean, the main problem I had with Kiba was just his shoulder pads.
Yeah,
Kiba, just like the aesthetic of it doesn't match with the red chest.
It's why Dark Kiva is the superior Kiva form, and all that. It's just a superior Kiva suit, and all that. In my opinion,
I think with Kiva, my first impression of Kiva was Emperor. And that was like basically the best suit.
We'll get to that suit momentarily.
Yeah.
All right. I've got my.
Ree's eager to share. All right, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Making sure that I got the right one this time.
Hope so.
I have the right one this time. Okay, here we go.
Oh,
there
there it is, Rider Man.
The right one. Earned them.
Oh, I meant to put 2 down there, but it's okay. It's okay. So this was the first list that I personally made because I have a lot of strong feelings about all of the suits. So far 2 people have put Rider Man at the absolute bottom. I must say, Strider, Fuji, you have my respect. Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me that this man right here, Yuki Joji, has the worst effing suit that I have seen in all of Tokusatsu. And I am also taking the trash suits of Super Sentai history into account here.
Like the things with
Super Sentai?
There are some trash suits.
There were a couple questionable suits in Super Sentai.
Oh god, yeah.
Like earlier on, especially, it was just kind of some of those not what it ended up being. Rider Man, like my biggest problem with Rider Man isn't really his face being revealed. It's just the colors are so.
It's not the face reveal to me. Yeah, it is the color clash.
It's like some mishmash.
Stronger and Xade, they are just so unappealing to me. And a lot of it is on color design, which is also the reason why Z-Cross is at the bottom. Shin, I felt like they could have been a little. I mean, it's what we had at the time, but the thing with Shin is basically. He's basically a grown mutant. Yeah. He grows into a mutant, and I don't think any way you could have conveyed that would have really conveyed that in the right way, but at least they tried.
Yeah,
They
Shin
did
was-
try.
Shin was weird because he was supposed to be more biological than everyone else.
Yeah, and Zeta O and J, they are literally the same fucking suit.
They are. The thing is,
They are-
actually, I do like their suits, but it's just like they're the same suits.
Like, like, damn, y'all got lazy.
I'm lazy on the movies, yeah.
V3, I was never a fan of V3 suit. Amazon, Amazon, I really wanted to like you. They updated that look so well in the Amazon's show.
Yeah.
Hell,
So-
buddy.
Skyrider is basically just discount Ichigo and Nigo.
No, the only thing I really like about Skyrider is because he writes. That's kind of about it.
Yeah, that's true. Blade would have been a lot higher. Unfortunately, the suit has just aged poorly over time. Like, it's been through some wear and tear, man.
Kind of updated on Zio with them face paint.
Ah.
Yeah, they did touch it up a bit, but oh man, it's been through some wear and tear over the years. Forze is Forze. Gaim is also Gaim. Like, as much as I love Gaim as a season, yeah, the main suit, there's just something off about it for me. Gio and Saber, Gio's is acceptable. Saber's, I was not as fan of the design as everyone else.
I like the design, but it's like the triple colors kind of sometimes.
Yeah,
they-
that's probably
hard to
I
look-
can definitely see
hard
that.
look to look at.
Yeah, for B, I don't know why X and Super One's design just hit. I can't explain why. I don't know if it's just because I like the color design a little bit more. I don't know if it's just because the sleekness of it. Well, the sleekness of it definitely works towards Super One's favor. But yeah, that's why I have them as high as they do. Kuga's suit is fine. I just think it's a little too bulky. I just think it's a little bit too bulky on appearance. Ryuki, I was a little bit more generous for Ryuki compared to you guys. Kiva's is nice, but wow, all the chains. I was also very generous on Decade, and Drives is nice, but Type tried to run and Dead Heat beat the original suit out of the water.
Is it because of the tire?
Not really. The tire aesthetic wasn't a big problem. It was just the suit itself was being outclassed.
Yeah. A tier O's is fun and colorful. I think Wizard has like one of the best design like suits across all of his forms. Just the cape look just does it for me. I love the pastel look for Revice in particular. Like, it makes him stand out so much more compared to the other writers, and I just love that color complement. I have Nigo out of the S tier just because I don't know if it's just me, but I do not like the red glove and boots combo.
I think it was similar with me with 01, where the red didn't work as well as I would have liked it to.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
final forms of red is kind of off-putting.
Yeah, I've got black and black RX together. My opinion, Agito's suit is just a better version of Kuga's suit. There, I said it. And then
That's a lot.
and then rounding it out is Deno. I have so many suits in the S tier. We have 01, we've got Fies. I basically put Double and Build right next to each other because they both share the same design of like two opposite colors just blending together perfectly. Builds is just a little bit more integrated compared to Doubles, but both of them just work so well. Ghost's suit is beautiful, and I will not accept any arguments on that. Ichigo's is absolutely iconic. Hibiki deserves so much more love in his suit design. It just looks so ornate, and I just love how it conveys as an Oni. And then
With Hibiki, it's more so you need to be very nuanced with the details because
hmm
like initial looks on just certain frames doesn't look too well, but if you actually look at the suit, it is pretty good.
it's a gorgeous suit. It is a gorgeous suit. And then Kabuto, I mean, it's Kabuto. In my opinion, I think Kabuto's design is probably, in terms of main riders, the best conveyed concept of like a bug theme. Maybe more so since like the days of Ichigo and Nigo.
Yeah, I won't disagree there.
So yeah, that's my opinion on the suits.
Yeah, I think most of your choices are pretty solid on that. On that, yeah, it's like, yeah, the only one that really drastically differs for me was the Saber one, but I could definitely see the reasoning there. On that, but most of the other ones is like, it doesn't really have to see that most of you guys do think that, the build and like Kabutos are really up there so far. On that, it's like,
Yeah.
there have been some pretty strong suit designs. All right, War, share your favorite suits.
Okay. Get it.
He has to find it.
Again.
Oh god.
It's all right. All right, there we go. Oh yeah. You even read the Showa ones, yeah.
I try to.
Show was difficult because it's like the style is so much more older and
Mhm.
definitely aged not too well.
For me, they just look kind of samey, that. Yeah.
4 people have put Riderman on the bottom. I'm so happy. The meme is not just a meme. I speak the truth.
I mean, we're not saying it's good. We're just saying it for funsies.
Indeed. Why is X8 so much higher?
X8's hit or miss. It's like
Yeah.
X8's like the suit has to grow on you for it to be higher rated.
Yeah.
Because initial impressions, it is not good.
Indeed, it grows on you. It's like a tumor.
it's, like it's not a tuma.
I kid.
So yeah, the lower tiers are like the Showa shit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
D tier is Kiva. What? Forgot the
Forza.
second
That's X.
X and then Forza.
X and Forza. Didn't like their designs that much. It was because it's the top heavy shit over there. D tier Drive because the tire route for me is kind of distracting. Theo, his other forms are better than his base form, to be honest. Agito is kind of similar. Yuki, it's kind of forgiving. It's
inoffensive.
Fucking RX, I don't know. Alright, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yuki is alright as well, and Nigo is down there because he's too similar to Ichigo, to be honest.
Yeah,
also, I'm not a fan of the pose that Nigo is doing. It's like he's telling us to shove it.
Now you're just saying it?
The funny thing is that pose is the pose that created all henshin scenes.
I know.
Agito is above Nigo anyways.
Indeed.
It's alright. It's just simple. That is it. Wizard, I think it's alright. It's just the best plate is kind of iffy, to be honest. Ghost is alright. It's just I prefer having the hood up all the time. Saber is fine. Design is fine. It's just like the color. The color is just a little meshy.
Mm-hmm.
X8 is fuck. Kind of tiers because it grows on you. Kuga as well, and so as a device.
Now I offer this to you guys. What if we did the fusion dance between the Ghost spacesuit and Wizard spacesuit?
I'll tell you this, it would probably somehow look even worse. And that's saying a lot because the two suits are too good.
They kind of did mesh it with the wizard icon with that special.
Yeah, they did have
true.
that. That was a cool certificate.
It's
True.
Yeah. I was on top because I can't. Unlike some of you, I did enjoy the suit. Similar with everybody else. The reason why the build is on A tier because I prefer double over build suit, to be honest.
Yeah.
I can definitely understand that. That's kind of why I had both of them equal to each other, because I found them just way too similar.
Yeah, both of them could definitely be very much a preference, They're kind of like very similar suits, just slightly different design on that,
yeah. I know it's on A because, like, to be honest, I prefer his final form. or than his base form. The base form is still iconic, and I still like it.
Yeah, it's very recognizable for sure.
Yeah. For the ESTs, like everybody else says, Kabuto is very slick, very clean, same as 01 and Double, and Decade. I like the suit of Decade a lot.
I think the Decade suit is one of those like things that has like variance in the higher levels, you know, like it's either you really like it or you think it's good, that type of deal, but most people they don't really think it's bad, that type of deal.
And the thing with Decade is its presentation was so good.
Yeah, and like his suit is also very unique even among the Heiseis, the type of deal.
Yeah.
He has a very distinct suit.
Even in its armor time with Zeo, I still like it.
Yeah.
The thing that sets Decade apart from other riders is that literally, if you put your smartphone over him, you can actually scan him for a barcode as a link to a website. Very useful in 2020, I may add.
We're in 2022. We're not in 2020 anymore.
Right.
And that's it. That's my tier list.
All right, yeah, I think that was pretty. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I like some of this. All right, Alex, go ahead and share your favorite suits that you saw.
Okay.
All
There you
right,
go.
here we go. Iconic, yes,
Iconic,
a fantastic
yeah.
average.
Oh my god. Why did he invent you?
Just like
All right.
everyone else, I put Kabuto up there because his design is incredible. They perfected it. Yeah, I put Fies right next to it because I really love Fies' outfit, like a suit and his equipment.
There is still hope for you.
There's still hope for you.
You'll notice this about me. I like solid color, so that's why black's up here.
Yeah.
I love
Fact.
solid colors, which is why I like drives here because I love the red. With the tire, with the black tire that breaks it up, the red, I really like it. Build will be higher. The problem with build is that his suit doesn't get better. I love his original design, and he just doesn't get better.
Yeah, it's just like all the other suits are just like one solid color.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Kind
I
of
do,
about
I,
it.
I'm gonna lie. I do prefer his hazard form instead of his base form.
Yeah, his
That's
hazardous
okay.
form is pretty good, but that's just black.
Yeah, that's just all black. That's the main
It
thing.
looks good.
Yeah,
It looks good, but it is just all black.
Yeah.
Like I liked it more, but it's because it's all black.
Yeah.
Wizard up there. Saber's pretty mid. I like Deno, but I think it's like his suit is pretty simple. I like the original Amazon. I like it. I really like it. I like 01's later design, especially the silver one. Which is like
the hopper one or whatever it was.
metal
The metal
hopper.
hopper. Yeah.
as the series goes on, I just like the suit because he just gets better ones. And I just green is my favorite color, so it's always lower. Some people might get mad at me over here. I really don't like O's.
It's fine.
All is
I don't
just because the color changes.
Yeah, because
Throughout
of the
suit.
combos gets better every.
He looks like an
time.
ice cream that he's ice cream to me. He like those like rocket ships popsicles.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Popsicles.
Those are good though.
Okay.
Don't even try to compare that with O's. Why must you do this to my boy?
That's what he looks like to me. I didn't like Gaim. I wish Gaim.
You're crushing his feelings, dude.
I really like the samurai look, except I just didn't think they did it well, and I just don't like how there's a fruit over his head.
Yeah.
I would over just said
That was the main thing that made it hard for me to kind of start like ranking Gaim was because I just didn't like the henshin in general.
No, I don't like it. I don't know why these guys exist.
The fact that Riderman is out of the bottom tier.
Listen, I'm happy that they exist. I'm not happy that these exist. There should be at least one bat suit, and that should be these ones. These should have never existed.
Okay, to be fair to Zeta O, J, and Shin, they were made specifically for movies.
Okay.
Yeah, they really only had one appearance each.
Oh, that makes
I
sense.
like everyone. I don't think highly of Ghost. I think it's like fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
I don't see the appeal of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find stronger, charming.
He has a distinctive design for the show was, on that for sure.
Very buggy. I like the bugs.
Very buggy.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have mentioned this before. A lot of these are like the way I tiered them is like how much do I want them as toys?
I mean, I think that's a good way of suit design too, though.
That is fun.
Especially when these are SH figure arts images.
Yeah.
So like, this is how much I want them on my shelf.
So wait, is the iconic technically the top then for you? Like this is
I
what?
would like to have those figures.
I mean,
Okay.
those are like the most recognized.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was just like, you think they're the best because they're iconic, but yes, it's actually the ones you would prioritize. That's a deal.
Yeah, they're very iconic. I think they're very good for a beginner. Like Strider, I think that's Strider. Starter suit. Like I think they did a great job for the first time, and they're basically the same fucking suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Isekai, share us your suit designs that you like.
Okay, I'm gonna put a disclaimer. I don't really care too much about suit design, so my tier list is
It's
really
fine.
jank.
Uh-oh.
It's just weird. Yeah, it's just weird.
You like it? It's alright, okay.
So yeah, it's just question marks.
Yeah, question mark is kind of where most of the show would be.
Yeah, also like it's more like I don't know how to feel about this, and I don't then a mix or confusion.
Yeah, because what the show is like, they were made for like the 70s, 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Type.
I love the fact that we're talking about most of the shows in the question mark, and then there's just Forza.
Forza is just up to you, dude. I do not like Forza at all.
I don't know how to feel about
I
Forza.
know
I'm just
some
staring
people
at
have
the
talked that Forza was literal.
It's just a cone over his head. That's it.
Yeah, that's just like I don't know how to feel about this.
You're also the first person to move Kabuto out of the top tier too, and on that there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I think the top, like the head part was a little off-putting, but other than that, it's a solid suit. Yeah,
So,
that's the only gripe I have. With
Yeah,
this.
when you say the top, do you mean like the actual like the horn part, or like?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, it's hidden because when he's on his cast form, and then it goes up to his head. So it's
I think that's actually why I like the horn, was because when the cast off happened, you saw the horn rise up. I'm like, that's cool. And then they never do it again.
Transformation thing is cool. It's
And
just
they
so,
even
like,
did it
when
for
you're
Veil.
looking at it statically,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how to feel about this.
And the thing is, after they stopped doing it, it's like the horn was.
kind of useless if you think about it, but it grows bigger when it goes on its final form, anyways.
I'll keep my mouth shut.
If we get there.
Yeah, if we get there, I think we will do. Yeah.
We just
Yeah.
go there,
Yeah.
like,
So no.
afterwards.
Yeah, I think. Well, we Protax is next, but we maybe. But after that, I think we can only squeeze in one or more afterwards, maybe. So it's either OPs or final forms. I guess I'll leave that, guys. What do you
Yeah, let's do the OPs. We need to chat about the music.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
Sure.
So yeah. In the meantime, though, yeah, like Isekai, why don't you go ahead and share your Protag list on that?
Oh, my protect list? Okay,
Yes.
sure. Let me find it.
Protagonist.
See.
Total S tier.
I do not have a pro tag list at the moment, so I will just be reacting.
I'll go next after Isekai.
Yeah, there's a lot I haven't seen, so I put them as where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
I love that
yes, it's just
two
yes.
non-humans are up there.
It'll be better, alright.
Yes. Yes, you put Naruto at the top. Absolutely. Isekai, I love you.
Excuse me, the three non-humans up
Isekai.
there.
You're not even Naruto's human.
That's his child. Oh, man.
Naruto's basically a human gear.
Maybe a robot.
Yeah, so it's yes, Precious Child. I like them, they're alright, and then could be better and haven't seen.
I do like how
You put Tsukasa and could be better? I am shocked!
He is. How are you shocked? I've been saying that I don't like him.
That's right. That's right. It's Daiki, the one that you sent over.
He likes Stanky more than Tsukasa.
Yes.
I forgot about it. Okay.
Okay.
Still though.
Yeah. I noticed that you
It's
have.
just a one note. Come on.
He's so one note.
He is. I mean, all of them are. I mean, there are some characters that it's like they could be better. Like actually could be better. Like Sento, like
Mhm.
Sento and Emu. I'm
question.
like,
I had a question. Why Emuzan could be better?
because like he has his moments. Like he has a lot of moments, but like I feel like he could develop even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like the thing with Emu is like after a certain episode, he just stops being developed and just
Yeah.
treated as like a developed character.
Develops with the other character. That's the thing with him.
It's like after like a certain part, yeah, like after a certain part where he meets his, I guess his like other self or whatever, is kind of development.
Yeah,
just
your
floats.
favorite part of your favorite part of the character.
I mean, I like his other self, but he's a product. He needs to be focused on, kind of. I'm like Tendo is like an odd one, you know, because he's.
Takumi, I'm so sorry that you were in the bottom.
Allegedly.
I'm so sorry, Takumi.
Hey.
Isekai.
Clap, clap.
But you go ahead and talk about Tendo. Yeah.
Tendo is he's already developed right off the bat, so we don't have to do anything with him. And like in the beginning, I didn't like him at all. But like once I start seeing like every other character revolving, like every other character developing around him, and he being like the crux, like makes him like I like him a little more.
Mm.
Yeah, so like he is definitely like the crux for Kagami, and then he has his own charm as well. That's why I like him. He's not one note. Like I mean,
He's not
like,
one note.
like yo, remember like that? Like I always remember that like scene when like his sister was like asking. Oh, I don't remember. But like,
Is it about the boyfriend thing or
yeah,
something?
the boyfriend. Yeah, it's the boyfriend.
Oh,
Thing.
yeah.
That always that scene. It always makes me laugh.
Nani?
We'll find
time,
out
every time.
again, and I'll personally DM it to you later.
Okay.
All right, War, why don't you share your list here of the protagonists?
Okay, sir.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're talking here. Yeah, there's Jin at the top.
Know why I love Jin.
Mhm.
Don't need to explain. Magic character. Hopefully, I prefer the second opening reel, but all right.
I don't know the melody to dissect down, Sophie. Oh my god, you put G near the top! I just realized! Yes!
Because I did have time to watch G, to be honest.
Ah.
His vintage is excellent!
He was amazing. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
He was the best! I love him.
Really gonna love my list.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
F tier, you understand. D tier, you understand. C tier, you understand. B tier. I forgot the main thing because it's been. Oh fuck. Oh, Haruka, yeah. I put Haruka B tier. He's alright as a brain protag, but I prefer Jin more.
Mhm.
No, I think I would knock Haruka down, but that's just because Jin. Like that's the thing. Haruka is kind of like he's either high just because he's with Jin or Jin.
And that's the reason why. I won't knock him down more because most of the time he's with Jin.
Yeah.
It's okay,
Because-
it's okay, talk to me. I know you're on the bottom again, but it's
That's-
It's surprise, right?
to be fair, it's
Yeah,
just because
it
you
is
haven't
fine.
seen him.
Okay, yeah, that's why I was like, oh.
actually, hold on a minute. Wait, hold on. War, you've seen Ryuki. Why is Shinji Kido in the I don't know?
Because I don't know his character that well because I keep forgetting his name. It's been a while, dude.
I would say that.
I'm sorry, Shinji.
It's sad because I think I have Shinji relatively, but that's just because he's kind. The other characters are just so much better than him.
Yeah, to be honest.
That's the
Look.
problem with Ryuki, kind of.
Yeah, and I understand that, and I also say that's not the problem here. I'm like, War, you've seen Ryuki. He should not be in the don't know them yet.
It's because I know the other characters more than him, and I don't know him that much. It's supposed to have short-term
Can't
memory
believe
with
Ted
that
is so
dude.
low.
All
Oh,
right.
that's my list. I don't know.
Yeah, that's no problem. All right, why don't you share your list, Alex? On it, of your pro tags here.
I will say this. I
First,
really bad with faces, so I probably would get the main characters wrong.
Mm-hmm. It's all
I think
good.
I
All
confused the
characters
Fize
are the
character.
same.
Yeah, but yeah, Fize's protagonist looks very similar to Ryuki's protagonist.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out. I was so
No,
confused.
yeah, it's Fize, Agito, and Ryuki are like they have like the same hairline.
Yeah.
No,
this tier list-
no, Agitos is a little bit easier to discern. Fize's main actor, you can tell a little bit more because he has a little bit more of like a scowl to him.
Mhm.
So you have a
Okay,
scout.
so this tier list is based on obviously income. Obviously,
so
Arito's
homeless, what the
Breton,
fuck?
obviously the CEO. No, okay. But seriously,
This is the tier list that you showed us like a
Yeah,
while
it
back.
is.
Wait,
All right, here's
why
a
is
serious
Normal
one.
Powers a public house there? What the fuck?
Um,
All right, go ahead, Alex.
okay. So I put Jen on top because I really like his character, from the beginning to the end. Is really why
So?
the reason why I hate the movie so much is because his character is so well done in that movie. It's just surrounded by shit. His final
I will not
conversation
argue.
of
I
him
will not argue right now.
with the other character, I forgot his name. We just said it too.
Haruka.
Yeah, Haruka. When his conversation is like, what starts off with like, did you eat someone? And then his response is, did you kill someone? And the conversation goes on with his like, all that's left of you is your session with Amazon. And I really like his final arc of like this broken man that like that started this disease. He is literally the alpha of this whole situation, and it ends with him losing everything that he loves, and now he's just the monster that he created, and I just love that ending for him.
Yeah.
I really like Fize. I really like the main character in that series. That's why I'm really like pushing my friend to watch it with me.
Ooh.
Takami's near the top where he belongs.
Fucking hell, Ryu.
Because his like reluctance to be a hero is really compelling to me.
I love him.
I like the black characters. I like the character from Force. I found him really fun. Vice.
Gentaro has such a huge enthusiasm for it. He's the main reason why Forze it works as well as it kind of does.
Yeah, like Vice and Vice and Iki. Yeah, Iki. Whatever.
Yeah,
Iki.
Iki.
I really like their relationship. This is the type of relationship I wish I saw with Ritaro and Momotaro. I wish there was more that I like these two together. I wish there was more with Ritaro and Momotaro. Like, because I love their relationship together. I just wish the show had more of it, of just them. I like Sento a lot and his journey to find himself, and I really like his Hazard arc. Yeah, there's nothing much to say of the other characters.
It's probably because you hadn't seen some of their series, right?
Yeah.
It's
not much to say.
Yeah, that's fine.
At the bottom, the fucking MaskRider main character.
I thought you were probably put that in for the lulz and got the higher.
It's so weird.
because he's essentially an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, with an actual third eye.
I didn't like that. I didn't like Wizard's main character. I find him unappealing. I didn't like it.
My problem with Wizard's character is how you see him in the suit or how he talks while he's transformed versus the out of context scenes you get of him without being transformed. It's just like it's awkward.
Yeah, the voice changer on that suit was questionable.
All right, next up in that case, Strider, share your list.
Okay, this one I had to make quick because I was not remembering people and their characters. Like Vice and Iki aren't C just because I didn't want to release them anywhere or because I'm like, we're still watching it,
Mhm.
and they're going to keep growing.
Oh,
I just
Takumi, why are you C?
The thing with Takumi is, I do not remember Takumi's character outside of like probably
Movies?
wasn't really the movie. The Fives movie didn't really do too much to his character.
I mean, like outside series movies when he showed up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh wait, no, it's okay. This list is redeemed. G is at S.
G's hilarious. Come on.
He
Yeah.
is. He's the goat.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, other than that, it's like Emu and Centaur are just kind of hit or miss. Emu was just like after his thing with Paralysis, it was just like that's, and then Centaur was just like kind of at the beginning didn't make too much sense. Then with Banjo, he started making more sense, and then you kind of got into the whole Evolta stuff and like because it was just like you're dealing with Evolta, then you had him change back to Katsuragi, and then it was like that was a mess. Wizard was the exact same thing. Like I just don't like how his character is goofy when he's not he's serious. Sogo was just I didn't really like Sogo.
Sogo remains very much the same throughout his entire series, to be fair.
It's like Sogo at the beginning was supposed to serve a similar purpose as Tendo, and then he got development at the end, and then the ending kind of caught out all that development.
We reset him, so he's kind of the same. Good luck with that, kids.
Yeah, and then Kiva was just like, your dad was better.
Always his dad is better.
You know, it's one of those.
Yeah, that's not bad. Alright, Ryu, go ahead and share yours. You know that.
Like I said, I never actually made my protag list.
Oh right, I forgot about that. Yeah, it's like I forgot about that. So it's my turn to do it. All right, you know that. Yeah.
To be continued for next week's episode. I'll make sure to fucking make mine.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, here's my best protags over here. You know that. Yeah, so I guess some thoughts on them. I thought that the dynamic duel was probably for me as good as it gets there of how they execute it, so they were pretty high up. Tsukasa, I thought like generally as like if you're looking at him as like is he like a really in-depth character? Maybe not too much when it comes down to it.
That's face value with this man.
Yeah, it's like not too much, but he has a very, very distinctive personality, and it's very charismatic. I thought like he kind of carried the entire series for me when I was watching it there. It was what kept me not being bored with it, even if the plot was all over the place. That type of deal. And he does in his series get some type of attempts on his development. Like he does, like a lot of it is like, you know, the good old like, yeah, he may give off this like really aloof like anti-hero personality, but then deep down he actually does like care, and at times he actually is also because of some insecurities that he acts the way he does. But it's like, but they never really develop much on it. That type of deal. No, mainly you only really see that too when he's around, like, you know, the heroine Natsumi or whatever. That's a deal. And all that. Tendo, like, as we talked quite a bit about him, he's kind of like perfected on it as a character. He doesn't really get too much development outside of where he is, but it's like, but he's unique in the sense that, like, as you watch the series, you understand more and more about how, how he came to be the way he is, and also like the way he kind of like carries himself kind of makes you kind of like overall. And I like Kota and Jin because you know that they were kind of like also like very strong main characters. Jin in particular was easily the most entertaining character in Amazon's.
No.
Kota I like because he has a journey where he tries to like pretty much find himself and all that. That's how they do a good change, whatnot. You know, so yeah, that was that.
Can I say one thing about Jin? About season 2 Jin's particular?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Jin, that's not what's meant by eating out your wife.
Oh man.
Context: his wife turned into an Amazon. He was cannibalizing Amazons at that point, and so he basically ate one of his turned dead wife's Amazon flesh thing.
You're not helping the context. No.
Look, I helped the context by making it sound not in a sexual manner. You know what? I did my job.
Yeah, as of all my lists, this is all ranked. So like, yeah, Tsukasa's the best it's number 1, and then Philip and Shotaro technically 2. I have them on the same, but Yeah. Yeah, going to the B, I actually like Sento's character quite a bit. And then I just for me I felt like a kind of, like the whole idea of him being like, oh, he's actually the demon scientist, and that was very, very compelling. And he got a good sense of development, but I felt like it kind of started to fall a little bit more flat around the end for me personally. Emu I thought was a decent character. But he doesn't really like I don't know. He kind of remains. He doesn't really change too much throughout his series. As we mentioned, he hits a stop point at a certain point, and it's kind of like, at that point, it's kind of like what you see is what you get for the rest of the series. There. Takumi is in C, but it's because I haven't finished 5s. But when I saw him, he's all right so far for me. But I imagine he gets better though for sure.
I will keep my lip zipped.
Yeah. So like D tier, Ghost's main character I don't really like, overall. Like I think part of it just could be the writing too, but it's just like a lot of it is just like there's all like his character is basically he's like super altruistic and stuff like that there, but I just didn't like the how like it was executed throughout, and also he doesn't really change too much throughout his series too. It doesn't really feel like he like compared to a lot of the characters on the list, he doesn't really seem to have much of his own internal struggle other than like maybe certain situations that come up. I thought the secondary rider for Ghost was probably the best character. Actually the second and third riders were better characters than he was actually. Makoto, Kamen Rider Spectre, and Necrom. I thought those were actually better characters than him. Going into that series. Yeah.
Tengun, Necrom.
Yeah.
Got blue wall.
But yeah. Like for F, Toma, I don't really think he had much of a character development in his. He's amnesiac, and then he's trying to look for his long lost friend. Wizard this was probably just heavily biased. I think Wizard probably, if it wasn't for the fact that I just disliked this series quite a bit, I think he might be like a C. That's how
Just like you put it lightly, you dropped that series like hotcakes.
yeah, like that. Sogo, I actually did not like his character. Actually, I felt like he just does like Strider mentioned it, but it feels like you don't really see any development or change in his personality for the most part until around the end. That's how I deal, which by then for me was a little too late. Because like most of the entire series, he's just like this very cheery guy. That's just like, yeah, I'm gonna be king one day, and that's why I'm skipping school and stuff like that. That's a big deal.
Fuck school.
It's like
technically kind of graduated after bit through the series.
so it's like stuff, but yeah, I feel like he stays like very much the same, but I felt like compared to some of the other characters on the list that stayed mostly the same this series, it was like it felt like he was very shallow early on though. That's how I deal with his future counterpart Omajio was more interesting during the times you got to see him though. That's a big deal. But it's like I felt like you never really quite saw like the journey that like I guess like if they did more to show like like paths that he could have like end up taking to become Omajio, which they kind of tried to do but didn't do too, in my opinion. I think it would have helped out his character more, but until then it was like very flat for me. Yeah, those are like my list there. Yeah, like I said, all mine are ranked votings, so it's like, so these are so like the ones on the left are better than the ones on the right there. All right, but all right, let's move on to the final topic here, which are the openings and all that.
I already have mine set and ready to go.
All right, in that case, for you can go ahead and launch yours.
All right, hope I don't step on any toes on this.
Oh, here we go. Oh, that. All right, go ahead.
So I'm not familiar with a good majority of the Showa era songs, as well as like some stuff that just seemed very confusing on the list that we were given. So I just put it all the way down there. I did not realize that the Dragon Knight Japanese opening was in here, so I had that down there. D tier, of course, the English Dragon Knight opening. Why was I don't talk about it. And also the second opening to Hibiki. I don't like the second opening to Hibiki.
Okay.
That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
C tier. Kuga's song is acceptable. It's just not one that I go to all the time. The climax jump by the Tadoses I'm just not a fan of it. It just doesn't do it for me.
That's a mistake.
That one just does not do it for me personally. I'm sorry.
No wonder why you like Koboto.
You, Silencio.
No.
Yes, Silencio. Then after that, you have Hibiki's first opening. Much prefer that one. Ghosts is not really my kind of thing, but inoffensive. And then I've got I don't know why there's a second Saber one in there. I just don't remember. Blade Break.
That's the ending. I remember now. Fuck.
That was the ending?
Oh, okay.
Oh,
no,
that makes more
that's ending.
sense.
Okay.
I didn't know what that was, so I just put down the.
Oh, my
Take
D&D.
a guess,
That's what I
like-
say.
I thought it was rewrite the story. I'm like, I don't remember liking
Okay.
it, but I just put it there.
Okay, Blade Brave. Blade's first opening is it's fine. I can bop to it. Agito's opening, especially the remix, is amazing.
Mm.
I will defend that, and I will also defend the opening of Saber. I will defend the opening of Saber. It's actually fun.
It is.
Oh wait, Almighty is the opening. I just tried.
Yeah, Almighty's the opening.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
And it's like the one good thing.
Almighty. I don't understand why my friend Jake doesn't like that song.
I kind of thought it was like All Majesty.
That was Almighty.
It's Almighty.
Mm.
It sounds like All Majesty, doesn't it?
I think he elongates the middle syllable. a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He
Me.
does. And then A tier, Kabuto's opening, really good. Break the Chain. I don't understand why Break the Chain is so good. Also, the special for Kamen Rider Shinobi Izanagi. Why does that song bop so hard?
Well, I don't know.
Forze's opening is actually catchy as hell. I love Switch On, unironically.
Yeah,
And,
that's the song. I actually like that one too. Yeah.
especially when you learn the reason why the woman took up the part to do the opening was because her child loved Kamen Rider, so she wanted to do it.
Ah.
It's such a heartwarming story. 01 is really good. That one's an earworm that digs into your brain. Surprise Drive is really good. Drive's opening, Surprise Drive, is really good as well. Also because it's sung by Kamen Rider Eternal's actor.
I see.
I love that. Just Live More from Gaim is also really nice. It just doesn't hit the higher ones for me. Be the One, it was very close to getting into B, but it's an earworm for me. I liked it enough. Die Set Down. I liked Armor Zone better. That's just me though.
All right, get into Chancla.
Hey, it made it into the A. S tier. I can't believe I'm saying this not make double S tier, but Gackt. I'm sorry. I love you, but you're not in the top, man. I'm sorry, you missed out. Also, Alive a Life and Justifies. Oh, it hurt to put those two out of double S, but they're really good.
Mhm.
A funny thing is, Justifies, actually, the movie version, the Axel mix, is so good. It's so much better. It somehow gets better. The original Climax Jump, I like more than the Taros mix. WBX is always a slap. Life is Showtime is a great opening, and I will defend this choice to the death.
Damn, dude.
And also Armor Zone from Amazon's is on here because that one's stuck into my mind more than Die Set Down. I will accept that Die Set Down is a good song. I just prefer Armor Zone. And then top 5, you have Overcourtser from Geo, Excite from X8, because God, Daichi Miura did not need to go so hard on that song.
That was actually, yeah, that's really high up for me too. That's extremely high up actually for me. Yeah.
Anything Goes from O's is so fun. It's so fun. Blade's second opening Elements, that is gorgeous.
I prefer that than like the first one for.
A lot of people
a
a lot of people prefer Elements.
I can see why it's used more for Gamba Rising.
Yeah, and
And
then,
then was what the first Rider Chip songs.
I think so, yeah. Well, it was the first one that they covered. I don't think Rider Chips was the one that originally did it, but
It's like Ridership is actually like in the version I think most people know.
and then right at the beginning, I had to put this one at the beginning because goddamn, the song's iconic. The original Kamen Rider theme from 1971.
Oh.
Clap, clap.
I will absolutely be doing a cover of this sometime in the future.
Ooh.
I promise I will do this.
It does use enough English to make it work.
I'm trying to learn this. I'm trying to literally learn this song like beat for beat.
So you have it done before the release of the remake, but I mean Shin Kamen Rider.
It'll be fine. It's gonna be done for karaoke. It'll be okay.
Karaoke.
Oh, yeah, overall though, yeah, like I can agree with like a good number of these actually. You know that, like I said, like a lot of the ones that are like post Ghost are just very solid as well. You know that.
Yeah, you mentioned that earlier. Like every single opening post Ghost, it's just banger after banger. Oh no, it didn't have the edit that I added on here. I put Revice's opening in double S.
Ah, okay.
Because Live Devil wasn't on the one that I did, but that Revice's opening, I have had that on repeat literally for the past year.
Oof, dang.
Every single day. I love that song. So yeah, that's my opening tier list.
Yeah, I like it so far. Good start.
Alright, time to crack my knuckles on this shit.
Oh boy.
All right, War, go ahead. Present yours. All right.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be the list where we have like the most stuff like differentiated from each other.
There's already some right off the bat, so here we go. All right, go ahead.
Agito scene doesn't even make the list. No.
I never listened to the Akito thing.
Wait, you've never listened to Life is Showtime either?
Life is Showtime is in there?
Oh,
it's literally the wizard photos. Life in Showtime is literally just a wizard.
To be honest, I made this so quick, so I don't remember much.
It's all right. Go ahead and explain yours. Yep.
You already know why I like the set down.
Oh, I'm not asking you to explain die set down.
Yeah,
so.
you can just explain the notable ones you want to talk about here. Yep.
I could say that the opening for Oz is kind of alright. It's just I don't listen to it that much.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes that's, you know, what it makes you if you like it or not. Yeah, that's understandable.
And same.
2 and 3.
Okay, that was fine.
That doesn't sound creepy at all.
Right?
And Revice's opening I put a C tier because I haven't listened that much of the opening because we keep skipping it, so I don't know my true feelings on it.
That's fair.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair. Yep.
Everything else I put F tier for like the FangStrider opening because you know why.
You made sure you reserved that spot for it. I see.
And the reason why I put Time's opening on D tier because I never liked it to begin with, and it's kind of iffy with me at times when I try to listen to it. I just skip it sometimes. And yeah, that's most of my list.
Yeah, it's not bad actually. Yeah, there's definitely some big differences, but I don't think there's anything like strikingly shocking either. It keeps with the trend that post Ghost, like most of them are pretty solid and all that. Yeah. All right, Alex, go ahead and share your opening list.
Okay. I'm not a big music person, so a lot of this is
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
All right.
So basically on the top for the obvious reasons. See, which one do I want to talk about? I listened to basically all of these because I went to the video because I watch all the series.
Yeah.
And I also listened to the actual songs. So I have listened to the old Rider songs.
Mm-hmm.
They're not very good.
Of course, you put FangStrider on top. I was fucking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god.
The fact that you put Masked Rider at the top and not even including a lot of the 70s and 80s Riders jingles on here, even saying, nah, I haven't even listened to them yet, so I can't even judge.
No, I have listened to them. I just don't like them.
This invalidates part of this list for me personally.
No, I have listened to all of these. I don't like the ones in that I don't like. They're personally not to my taste. Like Gets or Geets, they're not mine. That's not my thing.
I have not listened to the Geats opening yet, so
yeah, it's just not my taste in music.
It's meh. It's meh.
It's alright.
I like Armor Zone. I like Be the One. I like the climax jump when it was airing in the show by the Imagine, and I really like Zero was that Zio.
Over Quartzer, yeah.
Now over Quartzer.
That was one.
I grew to like People Running for Five because they played like in one of the episodes, and I really liked that episode, so I grew attached to the song.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah. I shit on the writer design for fucking the video game writer. What's his name? Fucking
Xade.
Xade. But I like its opening. I like Saber's opening a lot. I like 01's opening. It's pretty catchy. Yeah, I don't have much strong feelings for a lot of these songs, but like I listen to Armor Zone, Be the One, and Climax Jump and the Zio opening like daily. Especially when I run. This is what I listen to.
I mean, those are solid outings. It's solid ones to pick, I would say.
The other ones are they're like okay to like, yeah, it's just not me.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that there. Alright, I'll share mine in this case here. Alright, so yeah, mine, like as always, you're ranked. I do actually like Journey to the Decade quite a bit. I don't know. Part of it is definitely the series, but I also just like the song quite a bit too. Daichi Mirrors is very close though to like passing up, and on some days it will pass it up because that's probably the one I played on repeat the most. That's a big deal.
Excite just bops. Like it hits every single angle.
Yeah.
I also remember you play that song a lot when you streamed it to Joe.
Well, it was like part of the Nightbot playlist, or it was requested, for people to listen to. But yeah, it was definitely like I said, on some days it will actually be better than Journey to the Decade to me. And then Beta One, I absolutely love too. I think it's just a bit. I think I like it just a little bit less than Excite, but I had listened to Beta One on repeat as well. Over Quartzer is an interesting one for me because initially when I heard Over Quartzer, I actually didn't like it. But then it's like as I listened to it a couple more times, it definitely grew on me, and nowadays I like it. The Dragon Knight Japanese opening is actually really good. That's an idea for when I listened. So that's up there too. Geets is like it's not my type of vibe too, because it's very kind of like rapish, I guess.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, it's very rapish. So like it started off like where I was like, I don't think this is it for me. But then as it went on, though, I was like, okay, I think I'm all right with this. And the fact that it made me feel all right about it, even though it's like rap, which I normally just automatically dislike, I was like, yeah, and all that. And there were some parts even here and there. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of neat. I put it up there. That's how I do, just because it kind of like convinced me. The Deno ones. Yeah, what's up, more?
Why is Dice Set down C tier? I want to know your explanation.
I like the beginning. Yeah, I like the beginning of Dice Set Down quite a bit, but the rest of it I'm not as big of a fan. Is Founder. I like the intro to the song a lot though. But it's like, but the rest of it's one of those like the Dice Set Down was one of those was either gonna seek it to B, or like it was gonna be just like top of C. And in this case, I was like, I'll make it top of C.
Two versions of the song, the one where like it ends with an echo, and then there's the one where there's an actual ending. So I'll probably show you that one later.
All right, yeah, sure. But yeah, like Switch On I like quite a bit, and it was like. It's like Switch On was one of those that I'd listened to a lot earlier in the days, but nowadays like I kind of maybe just listen to it once, that's how I deal. So it's like just kind of how my opinion of it is Saber's opening I wasn't a big fan of initially, but it grew on me as we heard it more. So it's
It
like
doesn't help that I didn't have that much good music. Dude, Saber's ending was so bad.
Yeah.
So bad and weird.
Yeah, like I actually like Rewrite the Story though a lot though. Like that's one I actually play on repeat quite a bit as well, but it's not an opening, so it's not on here. And I actually do like Rewrite the Story. But yeah, that's pretty much the notable ones that I want to comment on over here. In that case, I did not really listen. I listened to some of the Showa ones, but it ran into the same thing where it's like I feel like a lot, just due to the era it was in, a lot of them sound kind of similar-ish to me, and I feared that if I just threw them into a listening, I just throw them all into the same tier. So I was like, I don't want to do that, so I'll just throw them on the bottom for now. That type of deal. So that was like my opinion on the Showa ones there. Although I do think the first one, the OG Kamen Rider, was actually good. But I don't know where I would rank that truthfully. Maybe like B or A, I would say. But alright, alright, Strider, go ahead and list yours.
Okay.
Guess we're saving the music geek for last. Alright.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Alright.
This is mine. I don't have to give sorry to War because it was just like the Amazon Music just wasn't into the genre I usually like listening to.
To be honest, it's not everybody's cup of tea. So
Yeah, that's the main thing. Is like when I first heard it, I was like, "Oh, interesting." And I was like, "Cup of tea." Agito was awkward because I had no idea what the second one was.
I had to manually keep looking for which one was which. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know the first opening. I love the second one. I'm like, what? Was it even a second opening?
The second opening for Agito is basically just like a different remix of the first opening.
Oh, that's probably the one I've been hearing.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah. So basically, how the verses go in the original one is it keeps going. Here we go, count zero, Kamen Rider Agito, blah 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 blah. Here we go, count zero, Kamen Rider Agito. In the remix, it's ready to go, count zero, Kamen Rider Agito, and then blah 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 blah, and then you can do it, count zero, Kamen Rider Agito. There's a little bit more to it than that, but that's kind of like the main basis for like the chorus version of it.
Yeah,
just being your PSA with Ryu.
Yeah, but it was just like I like the first one more.
Understandable.
Yeah, it was just the one I heard first, and it was like, I liked it. Yeah, but for the most part, I think nothing too surprising on this. Like Kuga's opening is one of the things of when you first hear it, you do not like it. And it grows on you, but it's just
Yeah, it grows on you, but for me, for Kuga, I was just like, can we get a little bit more for this? Like, I was ready for it to hit it into that next octave that I got more from Agito than Kuga. That's just me personally.
I think the most controversial one was Kabuto, but that's just because for Kabuto, it felt as if for me it took a little too long for next level to ramp up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I liked Full Force more than I liked level.
Oh yeah.
All right, that is an interesting hot take. I will say, just having journeyed through the decade and the original Kamen Rider theme at the top, I do respect your opinion, especially on the original theme. Strider, I shake your hand in friendship.
Yeah, the original theme is that one song that I'm like, okay, I feel like I want to listen. Let's hit this one up.
It's literally like classic 70s, 80s Japanese like style show music, just done right.
Yeah, and then Hibiki sad because I actually listened to the first opening, but I didn't know when was actually the first opening. So I'm dropping both of them down there.
Yeah. To be fair, I got confused on that too. I love the instrumental first opening. That's just me though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first Hibiki opening was actually really good on that, but like it was just nothing but like, you know, music, you know, no lyrics or anything, and I really enjoyed it actually from what I was listening to. But alright, Isekai, last but not least, go ahead and share what your favorite openings are.
It's just the boops and the pops, ain't it?
The bangers won't probably skip.
Okay, I'm gonna be very intrigued by this because Isekai actually teaches music, so
no, I don't teach music, but
she's a pianist.
Wow, there are a lot more haven't heard on here than I would care to be comfortable with. Oh my goodness, Isekai!
Thing is, I may have heard them, but I totally don't remember because I have a
Hey,
Spotify playlist. Spotify playlist of Kamen Rider music, like all the 50 years plus years. But it's been a while since I listened to them, so
I will say this, Isekai. I will clap you on the won't skip part on Dice It Down. So you get a thumbs up for me.
it's good. It grew on me.
What, dude? I said that Dice Set Down was good. I just preferred Armor Zone personally.
I'm not saying anything about that. What the fuck, Ryu?
I did notice that you're.
He just wants to make some points.
I did notice that you're one to a few here too that like actually would skip Life is Showtime as well. It's like.
I mean, it's not my favorite. Like I would like if I have a choice, I would skip it. If I don't have a choice, fine, I'll listen to it. Kind of fine.
Life is Showtime for me is the one where it's on next, I won't skip it because I'll just listen through. But just like I would choose to listen to other songs.
Yeah, that's understandable.
It's like one of those.
I will say nothing hits harder though for me personally than like the last minute of like Life is Showtime when they just go like full force on it and just full jubilation. It's like, whoa, they were building up to this. Okay, all right, I'm in.
That's easily my most favorite part of it too. Yeah,
like when they just go full ham on it. It's like, oh, why wasn't this the full song?
To be honest, that's what I was thinking about. It's just I only listen to it like once or twice, and that's it.
Yeah. Okay, and as much as I shit on Decay, the opening is good. It's actually good. Gackt. Yes, Gackt.
Gackt, buddy. Please get better.
Like the thing I actually like about the journey
later, Ryu, because I'm confused on that one.
Basically, he had to cancel like all of his activities and stuff like that because, according to him, he's dealing with like it was like a neurological disease or something like that. He didn't fully disclose it, but he there were moments where he was feeling dizzy. He wasn't able to talk or sing or anything like that. So yeah.
Damn,
but I just saw he has like he has some like new project with Miyavi and no sorry.
Yeah, recently he's been getting better, according to reports that I've heard. But like at the start of the year, like he had to cancel a lot of stuff.
Understandable.
I hope he gets better. Damn.
Me too. Me too. He's literally like one of my favorite J singers.
And then Gates' opening is alright. It grew on me because I was probably gonna like in the beginning because Kodakumi was did the opening. Yeah, but and then it just grew on me. It's not my favorite because you can see the bangers. But yeah, it grew on me. The lyrics somehow matched like the theme very well of Gates. I mean, the whole like Fox and like invitation to a game aesthetic. Let's see which one I'll talk about. Oh yeah, the skip ones like you know how like Gaim and Gaim's opening and Break the Chain. Yeah, those two like they're technically pop rock, but they just don't hit as much
yeah,
as like.
Something about with the Gaim's thing doesn't hit.
Yeah, like I get what they're going for. I know they're trying to put into like more of a Japanese traditional Japanese music spin on it, but it just doesn't hit right.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
I prefer the insert music more than the opening, to be honest.
Wait, for which one?
Gaim's opening.
Yeah, understandable. Like the insert songs for Gaim are actually like god tier legendary.
Raise your flags. Come on.
Rise up your flag. Never surrender from Baron and Rambo escalation. Oh, give me more. Just give me more. We really spent all that time just gushing over Kamen Rider, didn't we?
Going over a little list and I see the purpose.
It's been like 11 episodes since we gushed about Kamen Rider.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair though, like I thought that a lot of the lists that we had here, were like for the most part, most of us have very similar tastes. They were like we had some that were definitely very different, but there wasn't anything. I was like, whoa, this one completely bucked the trend quite a bit. I thought, it was definitely nice seeing like some of the opinions over here on the each of the topics.
There were some things that I was questioning, but I'm not going to start flame wars over this. There's really no reason. So I'm just,
I mean, you could. It's a content.
I could, but I feel like we would just be going way too far deep down the rabbit hole. So
We'll
I'm
save it
just-
for another day.
Just
Yeah.
play it once so we can get it over with.
Yeah, no, we'll save it for another day. Internet, we'll
Yeah,
save it for
sure,
another
sure.
day.
Yeah,
It
we'll save
could
it for
devolve.
another day. We're reaching time here.
Yes, we are very
Yay.
much indeed. So yeah, anyway, yeah, thank you all for sharing your lists, and yeah, I'll catch you all next week. Yep.
Hey.
All right.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.